How's it going, boys? I'm just making this video just to update us with our bias because it is getting towards the last few days of the month now. You boys will know that my daily bias for pretty much the entirety of this month for the dollar has been bullish, and EU and GU have been bearish. And I just want to take you through sort of what we've seen. We have had that news come through as expected, and as I said on live, was expecting a 25 basis point cut, and that's exactly what happened. So now that's happened, we'll go through a little bit as to what we wanted to see and what we was expecting. So first of all, the CRTs, you man all know, we wanted ever since the start of the month. We wanted price to trade up into that high after we got the confirmation. So you can see there, bearish down to there, bearish down to there, and DXY bullish up to there. And that's obviously pretty nicely what we got all month. If we go into the daily time frame now, let's talk a little bit more recently. So obviously we have this this range that we've been trading in for a while. When did this range start? So the 1st of October, again, this entire month. So we had this low here, we wanted price to come down initially, tap into our 8-hour order block, which is exactly what price did. And then after we tapped into our order block, we wanted price to trade up into the external high, which you can see really nicely, man. We've came all the way down to our point that we wanted it to come to, and then we've started to move pretty much 70-80% of the way to our external high. So yeah, DXY really called to the fucking T. And then if we go on GU as well, actually let's go on EU because it's a little bit more aligned. So we go on EU, we can see again with that CRT and what we was looking for. EU is actually a lot easier. You can see DXY was a little bit harder to pick out this level. I had to go on the 8-hour and actually look for a decent level in the discount. EU and GU was fucking so simple, boys, so simple. So again, we had that range starting there, and we had this here, and again, very simple, as I was saying. And you, man, if you've been in the live, you can vouch for this: internal, external, internal, external, internal, fucking external. And you can see here, boys, came into our internal order block and then started coming towards our external low, exactly as we wanted the DXY to do. So from here up to the external, in line with the CRT, exactly what we wanted EU to do. You see EU came into that, and it has pretty much started moving really nicely. I will get into yesterday and tomorrow's price action, how it's really all tied itself in. But I'm just doing a quick overview for now because a lot has pretty much changed. And then GU is probably the best example because GU, again, we had the monthly CRT, but this is actually all completed now. GU is actually all completely played out to what we wanted. So again, the start of the range on GU, the 1st of October was there. We had this high, and then we had this low made. And again, we just wanted that internal to external move. So we had the internal order block. As I said, it was very simple, man. Just look at that. Look at that range. I think everyone would have been able to say that is an order block. And even if you didn't, I said it every day on stream for about fucking 3 weeks. So pretty sure everyone knew what the score was with that. And again with EU there. And then the other thing is obviously GU's now completed that monthly CRT. You can see it came all the way into the low. So that is a very successful month, boys. We caught 389 pips pretty much just from having a bearish bias. EU obviously didn't move as much because it was nowhere near as weak, especially in these last few days. But still moved a total of 180 something pips. But as I said, boys, we still got this external low to target on EU and this CRT low here. So I'm still looking for that to happen, although we do want to wait and see, because sometimes when one of them completes, the other ones will then just move on to the next thing. So we're still going to keep an eye on it, but it is still what I'm hoping for. And then again, we haven't actually made the high yet on DXY either. So yeah, really called it perfectly with the CRT and the daily structure. And that's really what I'm trying to show you, is all you need is the monthly time frame and then just some simple daily structure and some discipline and confidence behind it. Like if you know what CRT is, if you've seen my videos in the mentorship or even on YouTube about CRT, you would have been able to easily see that monthly CRT. And then in terms of this, even if you go on EU and GU, I think fucking everyone, even if you've seen my most basic videos on order blocks or ranges or whatever, everyone knows break of structure, high, low. So we want price to come into an order block or fair value gap and then go lower. I think we all would have known that, right? So shit was really simple. That's what I'm trying to show you, man, is that all it really takes is confidence and a few concepts used with discipline. And then the other thing I wanted to show you is just what we was talking about on live this morning. So I just wanted to show you how it actually played out, specifically on the DXY and GU. So we can see with the max volume, so the max volume in this distribution here, so from here to here, actually from here and then all the way back up to here, I'll just draw it on so you can see, was up here. And then what happened over the Asia session is price, you can see, so it was from there to there. Price then broke it, traded into this volume again, and then had a nice distribution. So what we was doing, and this is what we were showing on live, is we drew our next max volume from the high, so point A to point B. So this whole move, obviously this bearish move off of our, as we've said, this was a 4-hour order block as well, by the way. This was a when we went slightly down onto the lower time frame just to get that, but yeah, still part of that daily range. So again, it's still part of trading from there down to there. It just so happens it's another smaller range on a lower time frame that we picked the same thing, internal to external, as a part of this greater internal to external. But yeah, so as I said, we tapped into it, rallied down. So then for this whole distribution leg here, we wanted to draw on the max volume, and you can see the max volume level was here, this line here, this black line here. I'll show you like that. You can see the max volume was there. And just before news, what did price do? So price rallied up into it, especially with that London manipulation as well. So the London session manipulating the lows, rallied into the high, as we always say does happen during the London session. And then as we can see, swept the Asia high, tapped into that point of high volume, and then had that lovely sell-off. And for the DXY as well, you can see we even highlighted this area of consolidation on the DXY just to show you properly. But yeah, so again, DXY on the 4-hour, sorry, I think it was actually a daily level. I think it was a daily. It was 8-hour or daily. I can't actually remember the exact point on here, but it was still, again, same as what we saw in EU. It was still part of this main internal to external high on the daily. And it was just a smaller range that we depicted on the 4-hour as a part of this greater move here. So this is just internal structure within that move to there. But with that being said, again, we did the exact same thing with the volume profile, boys. The exact same thing was very, very simple. So we obviously had this distribution move. All right, so we tapped into our point of interest and then had a nice reaction off in our direction, which was a nice sign to look for buys once we come back down to this region. Looking at what we did with price action, so yesterday, you can see price made a nice fair value gap there in the London Open. Price tapped into it and then distributed away. Came right back into it and then distributed away again. As a result of it, there was a lot of volume along this point, as you can see. A lot of volume along that point. And we actually highlighted on the live this period of consolidation here, which again, the max volume and reactions do often come from these periods of consolidation. So you can see price again came back into this point of volume and into that consolidation area we highlighted, and then completely moved away. GU was a little bit different, obviously, because it was just so bearish. GU really just moved exactly how we wanted it, to be fair. So GU, again, had this little 4-hour structure as part of this greater daily. And then if we just go down, you can see really clean, just tapped in to the order block and then moved down. I won't bother breaking that down, but you can see there was a few points here, mainly this region here. Mainly this region of volume there, if you actually measure out the whole week. But I'll leave that to you. GU's already been completed anyway, so there's not really that much point of me going over it. And hopefully you can see how I'm using CRT, internal, external, and volume, along with simple concepts like breaks of structure, fair value gaps, order blocks, in order to really give me a fucking bias for the entire month. I've only got to do it once. That's the beauty of it. And you, man, again, I'm live every day for the London session. You, man, know that. You can see my bias every single day. Go back and watch my streams. My bias every single day has been exactly what I said it was in this video. And again, that is just from doing a few simple things right, not overcomplicating it. Looking at the monthly time frame, and then, yeah, as I said, going from there, monthly, daily, 4-hour, and then keep it simple. have a good strategy, follow the volume, wait for time-based liquidity to get taken. Don't be a knobhead, and you'll be sweet, boys. Appreciate you tuning in, people. I'll be live tomorrow, Thursday. There'll be a lot of news coming out later in the day, so it'll be a good live to prepare for that. And obviously Friday, we will be there as well. Appreciate you, man, tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next video, boys.